I had a lot of time driving back, and I have a serious problem that I think that I need to bring to America's attention.
Okay.
So,
do you think you should tweet at John Oliver and let him do it?
Oh my God, yes. And John Oliver, this is huge. This is absolutely huge.
Okay.
This is an industry that has been abusing the system, that has been violently taking advantage.
That's deep.
Of the community, of children.
Wow. Oh, man.
And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a fucking conspiracy going on. If we don't get to the bottom of this, and it's like a fucking like a drug trafficking ring or something, that I don't know. And I'm talking about, and I'm sure that everyone has probably already guessed, I'm talking about the mattress industry. And it is fucking insane. It's fucking insane, okay? Let's just take for 1 second how many mattress stores there are. Now, you guys aren't in Wichita, but if you were, I've done the count. And just looking up the term mattress, and that doesn't include department stores that sell mattresses. 23 mattress stores come up with just the word mattress in their name. Okay, that's fucking insane. All right, so the population of greater Wichita, that's Wichita and surrounding suburban areas, is 389,000 people. Okay, so if you divide those across all those stores, take into account that most people only purchase a new mattress within 7 to 10 years, and I can show the math if I need to. They need to sell per mattress store 7 mattresses a day to stay open on normal bills.
Sure.
There's no way. Have you ever been by a mattress store and there's anyone there? They're fucking dead. There's one car, and that's the sad bastard who's sitting in the store on a mattress waiting for someone to come in.
I did a commercial for Ashley Home Furniture, and they
son of a bitch.
They didn't even have to close the store because there was just nobody.
There's nobody there because no one goes to the mattress stores.
They had full camera crew and everything, and we were just doing our thing and left, and maybe someone rolled up and then took off when they saw us coming up because they thought something was going on.
It's insanity. So I started researching into this because I can't be the only one who's thought that this mattress thing is a fucking sham. I'm not. So there's been 2 cities, including the city of Denver, that have done an expose on why all these mattress stores are opening. And they actually did an interview with one of the founders of Mattress Firm, and he was like, business is great. We're going to quadruple the amount of stores we have. Ladies and gentlemen, there are, in one intersection of Wichita, that's 4 corners, there's 2 mattress firms. You can walk across the street to another one. It's insanity. It's insanity. So then I said to myself, where's the money there? Because let's just say they're not selling 7 mattresses. And they're made by
I think that would be a safe bet to say that.
Of course, right? So I researched the average price on Queen mattresses and the breakdown of cost between the actual manufacturing and the cost all the way through to where it gets rung up at the counter. And ladies and fucking gentlemen, it's a 1,000% markup. A 1,000% markup by the time the mattress has made it into the store and then brought home to your house. Now, this doesn't include the new mattress growth online, Purple and Casper and all that other shit. But oh my God.
This opening brought to you by Casper Mattresses, the internet's #1 mattress retailer.
If you use a promo code, hypothetically speaking,
it's not going to get you anything.
Nothing. Nothing at all. And why are you even looking for a mattress? Just flip yours over. No one does that.
You can flip it over once every 5 years, and you're good for the rest of your life.
That's right. What are you doing on your mattress? You know, the blood and semen stains are they're going to come back on your new mattress.
Yep.
But seriously, guys, I don't understand what's going on. I kind of want to get involved in the mattress industry.
I'm looking
this
for
week's
a mattress.
This week's episode of Hypothetically Speaking is, what company would you own if you could choose any of them? And I think that Sean is onto his topic.
Close. I'm glad that we're talking about this. In hindsight, no fucking way I'm touching that. Because, seriously, they've got to be, it's got to be dirty. Dirty.
Yeah. So, I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't know if you guys heard the news or not, and this is going to be outdated for everyone here. There's a restaurant that's 1.5 miles from your house, and the owners of the restaurant got popped for selling cocaine.
It's fantastic.
Did you hear about that?
No.
Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? So they, the owner of the restaurant was dealing cocaine out of the restaurant, and then there's like 2 other co-owners that were dealing prescription pills and marijuana, all out of the same restaurant, and all 3 of them pleaded guilty to like distribution and blah blah blah. So they had to close down the restaurant. And it's like this single happy, like family-owned business.
Which restaurant
in our
was it?
neighborhood? I don't remember the name of it. It's like something.
McDonald's?
Some dude's cafe. No, it's like a. It's
Those chicken nuggets are like cocaine.
So
that's for sure.
I'm just saying, if you can do it at a restaurant, why not pick a cleaner place like
Sure.
a mattress store?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be like illegal immigrants are gonna come pouring out of the mattresses,
Yep.
or like
You
drugs.
always buy a new mattress and always cut it open.
We're making the cutting motion as we are slicing, like opening up the semi of mattresses and slicing them open, and half of them bleed when you do it.
Yeah.
The other
You gotta
half,
be really careful.
You gotta be careful. So
Yeah, but our topic this week is what single company would you own if you could own any company? My name is Tyler Malter. With me is
Mr. John.
Mr. John Reed and
Crazy J from Crazy J's Pet Shop.
that's incredible, Sean Murphy. So, Sean, I believe you said you would like to go first.
Yes. So again, we'll explain the rules. So when we're talking about a company, we're talking company. We're not talking about a government entity. Nonprofit organizations, though, are they on the table?
Sure.
I don't
Long
know.
as long as they're independent. So NGO is the name, or is the word we'll use, the term we'll use, which is a non-governmental organization. So
Fantastic.
any Doctors Across Borders would be up for grabs theoretically because it's an NGO.
My joke answer then is Make-A-Wish Foundation, because they can get anything.
Anything.
Absolutely.
You,
anything.
as the CEO of Make-A-Wish, can call Chris Pratt anytime you want.
That's right.
He'll show up anywhere you say with the Star-Lord outfit. You could probably only abuse that one time, and then he would stop showing up because he's like, your house is in a hospital. I've been there before and I hate you. But
Which is why I would use all of my nonprofit money to build a hospital.
Hey, you know what? That's great. You could attract Chris Pratt over because he is single now, and your dreams would come true.
It's true. Well, no, I'm more of a Bill Murray guy.
that's absolutely canon.
Listen, chaos is a ladder
Check
to climb.
out episode 4 of Hypothetically
From
Speaking to
one
understand my
butthole
joke.
to another. You'll make your way to Bill Murray, I promise.
AS to AS. No,
Is it 7 degrees of sleeping with Kevin Bacon? Is that what
Yeah.
you're getting at? Eventually, you'll hook up with Bill Murray.
Yeah,
just
figured
keep
it
falling
out.
into people, and one of them's got to be Bill Murray. Oh man.
right,
No,
so-
yeah. So keep those rules in mind. So you're not picking like the Coast Guard or the Army, or I don't know why I said Coast Guard first.
Yeah.
The Secret Dream.
You ranked them in order of importance.
Oh yeah.
And notice that Marines was not in the top 2.
There are 2 branches of the military: the Coast Guard and the Army.
John, as a former Marine, how does that feel to find that out?
It's
These breaking facts.
I'm kind of heartbroken. Everything I was led to believe was a lie.
It's all right. We can't all enlist in the top 5.
If you
Sometimes we have to pick top 6.
Can I return the crayons?
If you would have peeled back your badge, it would have said property of the Coast Guard.
Yeah, no, I had
It's Navy property.
I had blankets and gear in boot camp that was property of the U.S. Army. It was
you?
like hand-me-down stuff. But yeah,
Dude, that is awesome.
our drill instructors made us turn the blankets over inside out so that U.S. Army wasn't written on the outside of it.
It's really good.
Marine actually stands for My Ass Rides in Navy Equipment. That's what Marine stands for.
Oh, yeah,
Your
that's
dad
It's
taught
an
you that
acronym.
one.
No, he didn't. A former Marine friend of mine did. But Donald Trump believes that currently, so that's why it's relevant. Anyway,
So
Sean, what is your choice?
Well, I had one other question. Is it
Okay.
present day company? Can you choose a time frame or an era? Can I pick like Atari in the 70s and just buy like penthouses and cocaine all day? And
I'm gonna say no.
no, present day.
Present day.
Fantastic.
What if we want to do a topic like next week and have
If you can time travel.
what historical company, and then we all pick like
Blockbuster.
Carnegie Steel. Oh,
Because
okay.
it'll be around forever.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a smart investment. Okay, so
Okay, all right. So my decision really came you would have probably have assumed I would have gone tech industry. I didn't. So I obviously wanted a very successful company. I also wanted a company that has their hand in a lot of different mediums. And so my obvious choice was Disney. absolutely wanted to be in charge of Disney.
Yeah.
Not only at this point do you have access to Marvel, you have access to Lucasfilm, you have access to Lucas Sound, and what this does for you is this gives you an opportunity to be a part of cutting edge technology. And this is in animatronics and sound and graphic design and CG, but also you have the parks, you have the brand, you have merchandising. So like from a company running standpoint, you have such a strong built business that I would imagine running or leading the company, you're really just continuing to drive the vision, which would really be it would be valuable to be as entrenched and like learning. Like today I'm going to just spend all day on the set of the new Avengers movie because I want to see how this business is run and how this part of it works. So I feel like that would be exactly how I would treat it. I would treat it as some kind of insane Willy Wonka, right? No, I've always been a fan of the flat business structure, and I know that Disney's not that way. But I feel like that I don't need Death by PowerPoint. I don't need to see everybody's bar graphs on projections because they're exactly that. They're like darts on the wall. So I would definitely just get entrenched. You know, I would try to look at what's working and what's not and emerging technologies and invest in them. And I would try to take Disney in a way that they're not just... I mean, Disney was for so long this like soulless corporation that just had shit in a vault and they would pull it out, and they were great like 20 years ago. And we're talking like the 90s into the aughts, especially the aughts. Then, you know, they started making these smart acquisitions and they kind of got this magic back, and all the old generations loved them, and then these new generations were getting to love them. But I feel like they're slowly transitioning back into this like mecha corporation that people don't really like believe in anymore. So I think that really embracing exactly what they started to do, and that was just like taking the Netflix approach and going for what people love and these great ideas and invest in them.
You know, one of the things that interested me about Disney is that they're like kind of behind on the streaming service. They're just now getting around to putting up their own streaming service, which is why they pulled all their shows off of Netflix. So yeah, I don't know if that was just like a shock to me, but when they like partnered with Netflix and started showing like, you know, started really like showing all their movies and stuff like that on there, I was like, I don't know why they're not doing this themselves. You know, why can't they have their own service? Maybe it's more beneficial to do it with Netflix, but I always felt like they were a little behind when they're doing that. But now I read an article, not only are they going to be setting that up, but they're also going to be a platform for other shows like ESPN to stream off of.
Yeah.
Well, so they own ESPN,
do they?
ABC, are their two big companies that they own that aren't like titled Disney and stuff like that. So they own every ESPN channel and everything. They have a huge partnership with the NFL. Like the NFL just paid I want to say it's a lot of money. I don't remember how much it is. It's a couple $100 million for like a 6-year contract with DirecTV to be the sole provider, except like 1 or 2 nights a week the NFL has a game that they air on ESPN. But like Fox Sports is like a 5% market share of sports television compared to like ESPN at like 70 or
Definitely,
80.
yeah.
Like it's huge even in sports, let alone all the other things. And like you said, like Marvel and Star Wars, and they
well, Lucas Sound alone, like the Skywalker Ranch and Skywalker Studios are used. I mean, look at the end of any credits, and it's practically a coin flip as to whether they had a hand in helping design or engineer.
Yeah. So THX, the brand THX, was owned by Lucasfilm and is currently owned by Disney now that they acquired Lucasfilm.
Dang.
So like every time you saw a THX logo at the beginning of a movie, and a lot of movie theaters use that, and then that's not even talking about like as CEO, you can go to the Disneylands anytime you want. Disneyland, Disney World,
I was
Disney
curious about how
Land
much
Europe,
money
like,
those theme parks make, and I think it's $4 million a day.
Dude, it's
And
a lot.
just
collectively.
gross,
Yeah.
like and actual, not gross, but actual like profits
Profit,
after.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And don't forget Disney Cruise.
Oh yeah.
Entire cruise line.
Well, and you've got Disney on Ice. You have traveling performances, which was another point I wanted to bring up because I mean, to people who know me, I'm a big Disney fan. I like the magic. I like the level of effort that they take to the presentation. I would love to see a Disneyland style effort built micro and travels. I would like to see something that goes to cities. What better thing to do? I mean, I understand that there's a huge value in the entire presentation of Disneyland. The whole descent to Disneyland and everything that comes with it is manufactured, and it's designed so that you're getting a valuable premium experience from start to finish.
Could you imagine how many like major cities would fight over Disney opening up another theme park in their location?
Well,
imagine
I'm just
what
talking
it did.
Travels. I mean, that.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of business, and I have a lot of knowledge on like the Wichita Arena and arenas in the Midwest, and they have large periods of the year that are completely dead. And I think they would be a fantastic candidate for a traveling amusement park of sorts. You could do 3-ring circus sort of thing of just Disney spectacle and fun. You could have small rides. You could use the parking lots for that. You could use build all the concessions into Disney themed things and put booths all through the hallways where you can meet stars or meet people that, you know, costumed characters and things like that. I would love to get totally invested and engrossed in that, because I feel like there's so many great, smart business people that are running Disney. I mean, the company, without a doubt, unquestionably, without even looking at the numbers, has never been more profitable than it is today. I'm sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And by Bob Iger, like in your point, Bob Iger was on President Trump's council of like business experts for his economic council, along with a couple weeks ago's mention of Elon Musk. So like those two were both on the council to give Donald Trump advice as far as like, we own these billion-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar companies.
You should probably listen to us.
And, you know, we think this about tariffs or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Both of them have left since the beginning of the administration. But, like, that's a huge thing, and that just shows the power that a CEO of Disney has.
Yeah, like, Disney has their own, like, Celebration, Florida is its own city. Mm-hmm. Like, they built a small city, or a small town, I should say, for Disney employees. And it's got fountains and a little parade that happens every day and all kinds of stuff. Like, even ancillary Disney things that have the Disney brand have this just a level of professionalism to them that, love or hate them from a personal standpoint, you can have nothing but respect. And the more that you peel the layers back, the more you can just continue to see this consistency across the board. It's just, I can't even think of another company that I would have more fun at and be able to be that diverse in experiences.
Sure. So we know why you picked it. What would you do if you were CEO? Tomorrow, what changes to the company would you make?
Well, exactly what I was discussing. So I want to spend more capital on investing in more like upstart companies, more upstart technology, and directors, actors, you know, interesting ideas. And then I also think that as a kid growing up who never got to go to Disneyland, who spent, I mean, for when I graduated high school, it probably sounds weird coming from a grown man, but my father asked me what I wanted, and I told him I wanted to go to Disneyland. It was something I've always wanted to do. And the magic was there, even missing all of that my whole life. So, like, I would think that building something that could travel, that everyone could experience, could have a significant dollar value, be a significant moneymaker, and is an avenue that they have not even, I don't feel like they've even touched.
Sure.
So yeah, no, I would use my weight and my smart brainy people that are obviously running the company to move into directions that have not been touched yet.
So you're saying like Disney branded VR headsets, Disney branded blenders, Disney branded like lunch boxes.
Yeah, or
Disney flamethrower to steal from
you
Spaceballs.
could pay NASA to send a set of Mickey Mouse ears to Mars.
Right?
Think
that
about
would be
that.
Fantastic. That would be fantastic.
Send a mouse named Mickey.
Interesting fact about Disney. Walt Disney was a former Marine.
Okay.
He hated the Marine Corps so much that he had his discharge papers flipped upside down in a frame in a photo, a famous photo of him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The branch of service that doesn't exist.
Well, yeah, there's the Coast Guard and the Army.
The Army, that's it.
That's it.
Right?
Thank you. It's easy to rattle off when there's only two of them.
Yeah, it's super sweet.
No, yeah, I mean, just think of what you could do with that kind of money.
Yeah.
Market analysis and
so much money.
yeah.
That's huge. So John, what's your pick?
I was originally gonna pick Sony.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I'm gonna pick Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo was a good close.
Because I can just make shitty games forever and still profit.
Oh.
You can also make
Put a Mario
shitty
on
decisions.
Yeah.
Like the Wii U.
Put a Mario on
I
everything.
disagree
and
with
make
all
money.
of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, why Nintendo? And then what would you do with it?
For the same reasons Sean wanted Disney. I would try to turn that shit around. I would be more in the. I would be the CEO who'd be like deep in like fan interest, and I'm pretty sure Nintendo listens a little bit.
I
from
feel
across
like
the pond.
Reggie
It's kind of hard.
Fils-Aimé, as president of Nintendo America, is a great CEO, and that he is tapped in. He knows he said, "No, I know you guys want Mother 3. I get it.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Another
but
cooking
I
mama."
understand."
Yeah.
No, I would travel around the world and be like, I know like I have to sit through meetings and what do you call them, the death by PowerPoints, the bar graphs and stuff. No, man, I'd be like all over the place, just talking to people, finding out what it is they wanted and try to make those things happen. Because there's like the Wii U, for example, was a total flop. Like we talked about one time, how they lose money every time they sell one.
But that's common.
And they could do that like forever.
Not this generation, but it's been common.
It wasn't common for Nintendo.
No, Nintendo was the only one that pushed against that trend. But
So the one time that they dip into that trend,
yeah,
they lose money.
Yeah.
Hand over fist.
I would really try to like be a front runner in like the console competition or like just games in general. I would really try to I would see my competition for what it is and then just try to like beat it rather than just following this, doing what has worked for so long. Because I think it's going to run its course eventually. Sure. People are going to get sick and tired of Mario. I think like the generation of people that still really invest in it are like doing so because of nostalgia. It was a new Mario game. Let's go for it.
Think about this though, in an argument of that, like you are not the generation that had Mario. You're the second generation.
Yeah. And
you were brought up in a world where other people older than you are people for Mario.
Well,
like Mario came out in 85, right?
I was born 87, so like early 90s is when I first started playing video games. I played them on the gray brick, Game Boy. I played, all the old school games.
You were playing games before your time.
I would say though that from a market penetration standpoint though, there's Tyler, you are similar in age to us, but far enough that I definitely would still consider us within the first generation of the Nintendo age, because you have Nintendo games coming out for years after we're conscious, functional, domesticated people.
But you have I'm saying you have the second generation of games. Like I would say, being 8 years old in 1985. So being born in the 70s,
it's a little different,
completely different. And then having Mario 1, 2, and 3, you're seeing the growth of the character. But you guys grew up in an age where there was always Mario.
Well,
so you
just Mario
second.
1.
Yeah, it was like Mario and Tetris.
Mario 3 was 1990, late 1990. So
sure.
I was
old were you?
3.5.
Were you playing Mario 3 on Super Nintendo?
On regular Nintendo. There's an incredible video of my 3rd birthday, and my father is moving around a camcorder, and he's showing kids playing with a piñata, and he shows a picture of my cake, and you don't ever see me, ever. And they're like, "Where's Sean? Where's Sean at?" And they pan it over, and it's me playing NES in the living room, which the living room never had the NES plugged in. Yeah. But it's there, and he puts it on a tripod and points it at me for the whole rest of the party. And you just hear kids having fun and cutting of a cake, and I get up once to go blow my candles out, and I come back and I sit right back down.
I was so young playing Mario that I still would shake the Game Boy trying to get Mario to make the platform.
Yeah, I would do that all the time.
Yeah, man, I would really try to take it to the next level. Really, that would be it. I was there when I think I was in 4th grade maybe when Pokemon came to America. Mm-hmm. But I had first heard about it in the Nintendo Power magazines and stuff, and I still thought there was going to be a red and green version, but it turned out to be a red and blue, so I was there to watch that whole craze take off, and I would really try to invest in IPs like that to really mimic that
like Yokai Watch
thing. Well, they tried.
That worked fantastic. Globally, it was a fantastic game.
Like, I really wanted to play it. I was really into it for a second. Like, I played the demos and stuff. And I was like, man, I really think I'd play it. Like, the little battle thing was kind of weird.
Did you?
But
I played about 3 hours of it.
yeah, I never actually got around to getting it to actually play it. Fire Emblem came out.
No, I totally agree though, and like the stuff that Iwata, the now former deceased,
May he rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Beautiful man.
one of the best CEOs of any company I've ever seen.
Beautiful
in that
man.
he took a company that was entrenched in its like history and wasn't willing to make changes or do crazy things. And you saw like a few instances of that in the past like 20 years that Nintendo was making video games and stuff, but you didn't see any of the development he did from when he took over in 2003, 2004, somewhere in there, and everything that happened since then is just a totally different Nintendo, and he was building towards what Nintendo is today, which I feel is the most like plugged in Nintendo has ever been.
Yeah. Well, and you're not even kidding about being entrenched in their ways. Iwata was the first person not in the Yamauchi family to run Nintendo. And that's talking from its inception in the late 1800s.
Yeah.
Like, the Yamauchi family was a dynasty, and this company was everything they had. And they believed in Iwata so much that they bestowed their life, their livelihood,
their legacy
on him.
Yeah. So Iwata did a lot of great things, and I want to put it on the record now that John is the next Iwata.
So if you don't continue to be
God.
following Iwata's footsteps,
I just puckered. Uh-oh.
yeah,
if you fuck up our Nintendo,
I didn't pick Nintendo because I don't think I'm good enough for Nintendo, and that is an honest statement.
Yeah.
I don't think that I deserve. Like, I could have picked Capcom and been like, I want to fix them.
Well, if I have to pick a board of executives, you two are there to make sure I don't fuck this up.
Yes. All right,
I'm
deal.
in. Yeah.
Deal.
As long as the other one's Miyamoto, so I can like every single day hang out with Miyamoto.
Well,
like we're sitting here getting killed by PowerPoints, and he's like drawing Mario and then like sliding it across the table to me, and I just pick up and it's like Mario saying this is bullshit. And
I want
just
him
have a
pulling my
chat.
head out of the ground like a Pikmin.
We will put it in the contract.
Like, get your head out of this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
It'll be in the contract, no cost to you. He'll be there.
Well, and even better is they're like the titles of those guys, because they don't have like technical titles. They're named like creative fellow.
Yeah.
And that's so great. Like, I want to be a fellow. I don't know what I would be, but I would be a fellow.
I want to be the guy that does blank, and like whatever my title is, just like Tyler Malter, the guy that does blank.
The coffee brewer.
Sure, whatever.
You paid like
doesn't matter.
hundreds of thousands.
Of yen.
Make sure the coffee's hot.
nothing.
Yeah. Damn.
Okay. Well, I think that's a pretty good one. My choice is slightly timely because this week we found out that the new richest man in the world is CEO of Amazon, blah, 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 blah. I don't remember his name. He overthrew Bill Gates as one of the richest men in America.
Is that net worth, or is that...
estimated net worth. Yeah.
Jesus.
So
Wow.
he has more capital now as CEO of Amazon than Bill Gates does. And what's crazy is there's I don't remember what the group is called, but it's like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and a bunch of other like billionaires, and they all have an agreement to give away more than half their net worth by the time they die. So they have like all these crazy charities, and they're just always throwing money away on things.
It's like Brewster's Billions. Did you ever watch that movie?
Yeah, exactly. You have to spend like the $1 billion
Well, it was
a
like
week or whatever.
It's an early 80s or 70s movie, so it's like, good luck. You have to spend $5,000. Like, it's a small amount of money. It's not 5,000, but it's a small amount of money.
I want
by
to say
today's
it's
standards.
$1 million.
Like $1 million. Like,
I want to say it's like spend $1 million, but
you could-
like it's nothing.
yeah,
Where's
Jay-Z
the nearest
spends that
Ferrari?
on his way into a nightclub. Like the walk from his car to the front door.
Yeah,
Jeez.
parking meters in New York. That's
brutal.
something Trump needs to fix.
It's brutal. And how do you fit
$1
all in dimes going in the machine?
But so Amazon's CEO, which I'll look up the name in a sec so that I can actually name him. He is the
Crazy
richest.
Jay.
Crazy Jay's Pet Shop. Amazon CEO. Crazy Jay. He is the richest man in the world now, richest person in the world, and he is doing some of the best, most stupid things possible.
Like with his wealth? Or
No,
just period?
as a CEO of a company.
Okay.
Like, dude, I love Amazon. I think Amazon is like one of the best companies that is around. And I think that they're awesome. And the things that they do, like their Prime deal is, $99 for a year. You get free shipping on anything, and it's 2 days for all of it. And then they have all of these other perks, like for us, video games is important. $15 off all new video games for the first week of it coming out. That's insane because the cost on video games, as being like working in the video game retail industry for years, the cost is always above like $50-something.
Yeah, it is.
It's
like $40 for a
insane.
brand new game is pretty nice.
Yeah, dude. So like they are losing money, like $3 or $4 on every single game that's sold, and then they market the fact that you get $15 off all the games. They don't hide it behind things. They put it out front, and like that it's there, so that like they're wanting to lose this $3.
Yeah, and if you pre-order the game, you're guaranteed to get it on the day that it comes out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is
They're
insane.
shipping
Yeah,
it
like
before
what game was it? I think it was the new Fire Emblem game came out. I pre-ordered it, and Nicole made a big fuss about it not being here. It was in my mailbox at noon, and I was like, oh god! And I didn't pay. I feel like I didn't pay full price for it. I feel like I stole it.
It's
great.
Dude, it is insane, and they do things like that, and that's not even to say that like all of the other things they lose money on, because they have the free music service, the free video, which they're making their own content for. Blah, blah, like they're just throwing money at things, and they're like, I wonder what's gonna be cool this month, and they just are like, let's try that. Let's give a couple $1 million to Blizzard to have loot boxes exclusive to Twitch Prime that we're partnered with, and we'll offer free loot boxes for every Amazon Prime person that goes to Twitch Prime. Like,
Is that a thing?
yeah. So if you have an account, a Blizzard account, you can link your Twitch Prime account, which your Twitch Prime account is now free through Amazon.
Because
Right.
it's all the same company.
It's
That's
dude,
I did that. I didn't know I got free loot boxes.
yeah, you get free loot boxes in Overwatch, and you get free cards in Hearthstone. It's crazy, like, but they're doing stuff like that and just throwing this money away, and it's insane. And the only other company I know that's doing it, and doing it the way that they're doing it, is Uber, which was another option that I thought about, because Uber is losing money every single day. They have not posted a profitable month since its creation. They're like banking on this weird capital that they have, but they're developing the self-driving cars that are going to make it to where they are profitable, and that's why they're so invested in self-driving cars. Is they're losing money on paying the employees an hourly wage, and then the self-driving cars are going to come in and alleviate all of that cost, and they're immediately going to be worth like billions of dollars instead of like losing money every quarter.
The difference with Amazon, though, is that first and foremost, when comparing it to Microsoft, my very positive statement I'll make is that you're comparing an industry that built the foundation, right? They built, like Microsoft builds up, and they've built out, but Amazon has had to fight inward.
Yeah.
And to attack an industry inward, I know to say that Microsoft and Amazon are working in the same industry is kind of too broad, but not. And so like they've sort of attacked inward and been able to become more successful than even Microsoft is in current day, when they're the foundation of every house, right? Like that's insane.
Yeah.
Now what I will say, though, it's very different than Uber, is that Amazon does have some pretty nefarious systems in place that are revenue generators.
Sure.
Their partnerships, which they have a seat in everything, is insane. And what it does create, or what it can create, is this Walmart kind of effect of like, if you don't use us, if you don't build it around our platform, then you will lose. Like, you will not succeed in the marketplace, because we can using analytics and using built-in search engines and toolbars that are in like Chrome and Firefox and all of these things, and then we've partnered with all these softwares that when you install them, we that inject our tools and plugins and platforms. Like, you could be searching something and it's going to come right up with your information, with your price, with everything, and you will go through us. Like, you will give us the best price. You will give us the best deal, or you will suffer the consequences.
Yeah, I almost always find the best prices on Amazon for just about anything.
Yeah. And I'm going to argue with you on that, Sean. And you're comparing it to Walmart, but the difference is Walmart doesn't let you put their product on your shelf, which Amazon totally does.
Sure.
You can put Amazon listings of products that you're listing on Amazon on your own website.
But they're getting
you
a
can
cut.
Absolutely, but you can open your own Amazon store.
I'm sure if Walmart
account
could make
on
that
there.
work, though, they would.
Probably, but my biggest problem with Walmart is its tactics of actually destroying family businesses, which Amazon doesn't actively go out and do. You know, they don't say like, hey, this pinball parts company, we don't like you, so we're going to, you know, do something ridiculous like open a Walmart across the street from you.
No, but they don't have to because they're brick and mortar. So like
Sure.
you can wage the exact same war in a different space and it look very different.
Absolutely.
I personally know people who code these plugins and platforms for Amazon.
Yeah.
Like actually do know, and they are as ugly as they sound.
And that's a good thing.
It is. It sort of is, because what it does allow you to do, though, is that you can provide a benefit to the customer that's so substantial that, like, you can almost shrug it off. I mean, I don't sell things in a digital space, so I guess I don't really know, like, the serious impact. But I don't see a lot of people that are, like, groaning that they have to put their shit on Amazon.
Yeah.
So, like, however it's being done, it's clearly attacking more of their competitors than the vendors, you know, because if you think of them as a distributor, because they really are. I mean, everything they're doing is in distribution.
Yeah.
And so you have the vendors and then you have the distributors. Their biggest enemy and rival is the other distributors.
Right.
So,
and that's why I think that they're such a great company, is that the vendor's cost to Amazon, like in the game situation, Amazon's not going to Nintendo or whatever and saying, hey, we're not going to let any of your product, including your own personal store, be on Amazon unless you give us a discount on games. Instead, they're like, you know what, we'll just lose $3 on every game we sell. And we'll just add it to the cost of the $99 the customer pays up front once a year. And we'll make money elsewhere to make it even out so that we don't punish our vendors and our partners in getting product.
well, what concerns me though is that the way that they are targeting distribution, they are synergizing their products and synergizing their programs and features and partners. I can't help but think that they probably spend a whole lot of their time reading the fine print on how monopolies work, because they are very often treading a very thin line on providing services and monopolizing a venue or a method, and pushing competition. Look, healthy competition is incredible.
Absolutely.
And in a world of the internet culture and internet shopping where you have fractions of a second, most of the time subconscious attention is about all you have to draw somebody in and make a purchase. I mean, most people are like scrolling Facebook and don't even realize what they're clicking. And in the analytics and knowing the repetition of certain things and knowing your queries and what to show you is so complicated. Like I feel like they've accomplished so much that they don't need to take advantage of all of these different features and plugins and build this monopoly kind of nature. I don't know. Maybe I've spent a lot of time looking at Amazon. I think it's a great choice, but man, I hope you're not behind bars.
I will be the richest man in the world.
Uh-huh.
I will, with my riches, afford the best lawyers in the world.
You can do like what most businesses do and just funnel some money to stall the legal process and just continue to bank for 20 years until they finally come to something.
What's crazy, and the absolute reason I chose Amazon is because they're willing to throw money at the stupid things. Like the Amazon store.
Like Alexa.
Or their drones.
Alexa. Or the drones. Like, why not try it?
Sure.
Like, hey, we have an extra, $2 million. Let's invest in drone same-day delivery. Let's invest in groceries. So they have refrigerated trucks that will deliver groceries to your home. Let's just see how it works. Let's roll it out in a city and give it a shot.
Imagine this.
It's crazy. Like, when you look at companies, you almost always look at a bunch of risk-averse entities. But here's Amazon, like, we're going to open a store. And better than that, we're going to open a store and not put employees in it. So we're not going to have the labor cost that most stores have to suffer to have lower overhead. So you still maintain cheap prices, and you're going to just, like, pay with all the items you pick up. And we'll develop a whole sensor like array for it, and it's going to be awesome, and it's like the grocery store of the future. Oh, it's kind of dumb. Well, it was fun, and like that's awesome to see a company do that and try it. They have, Jeff Bezos is the CEO, and he seems like the kind of guy who someone has a good idea, and he's like, if you give me just like 10% more detail to your idea, we'll look really hard at considering it. And that's awesome to be able to have that kind of open-mindedness, because if you went to me and you were like, hey, do this, like, hey, we want to do this, I'd be like, no, that's dumb. But the way Amazon holds itself, I want to be in charge of that so that I can just be like, anything's on the table at all times, and like, bring me your best ideas. And the stuff that people have brought them, I think is awesome. Like the drones.
Their hiring process and is rigorous.
Yeah.
I mean, multiple trips, panels, live demonstrations of capabilities. Like, a lot of those things are what you see in like really romanticized ideas of how like interview processes can get.
Yeah.
And Amazon, so I would definitely say, like, if one of my guys who's already of the best has got an idea, and we can nurture it, like, it's gonna be successful.
Sure.
My only other caution, and I know I've soapboxed a little bit about it, you mentioned like Alexis and the Echo Dot, and the Amazon, which was like the number one item last year. Like, if you were gonna buy something for a friend you knew absolutely fucking nothing about, and you just want to be like, hey, I kind of liked you enough to get you a gift, you probably got him like an Echo Dot or something, an Amazon Echo. Like, imagine that, though. That's the distribution of information with absolutely no need for citation. And I understand that most people are using it to, like, find out how many kids Gary Busey has or something. But, like...
How many?
I have no idea. I don't have Alexis.
No one bought him a dot.
Alexis! Damn.
She's sleeping. No, but, like, there's no real demand for citation at all. Like, there's no necessary credibility there. Like, please tell me if you know, but where does Alexis get its information from?
So now that
the internet, Sean.
I know, but it doesn't like go next door and borrow a cup of the internet. Like, it doesn't know what's going on. So, like, where does Alexis get its information from, and how? Like, God forbid if, like, say everybody tomorrow wants to look up, what was his name? The main guy who runs Amazon?
I closed it.
Right? Okay.
Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they're like, hey, something personal about Jeff Bezos, and half the people who own an Echo look it up, and Amazon is now telling you something that's very factually wrong or misguided, or what's the best place I should go to eat today? And you could pay Amazon to make Alexa say the thing that they, like, it's dangerous and it's uncharted territory. Like, there's no regulation for it. And until this moment, I didn't even think of not trusting what Alexis would say. Like, if I asked how old Steve Buscemi was, and she said 105, I'd be like, sweet. He
looks it.
He's all the way in stem cells or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, coming full circle, now that you're the CEO of Amazon, Sean and I have acquired the mattress industry.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to come to you. We got this great idea. The whole
right.
industry.
Okay.
So I'm going to pitch this to you. We're going to call it Goldilocks.
Okay.
We're cutting the remote out, and it's going to be voice activated, softening, firming.
Just right.
Goldilocks.
But we
Soft
guarantee
in my bed.
Every mattress is just right.
Absolutely. What do you think?
I think that Casper Mattress, our sponsors from this episode, better watch the fuck out.
Oh, it's good. And if it doesn't work, you can store a lot of things like in mattresses, like drugs
and immigrants
and illegal immigrants.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Hypothetically Speaking. I'm Tyler Malter. You can find me at TJMalt421. Jonathan Reed, you can find at
John Reed Art.
And Sean Murphy at
Chuck Bonsai 1.
And we will see you next time.
What is my sleep number?
Gary Busey had 3 kids.
69!
Hypothetically Speaking is a Table Night production. I can't believe those assholes paid me $5 just for that.